got going on over here, Billy?
Checking out the recent price action of Bitcoin here. Should we go over maybe some potential price predictions of what's going on here?
You want to do?
Yeah.
You want to do that first and see what's going on this weekend? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, let's run through price, where we think it's going, and then I can show you guys.
And like I said,
lesson here.
Last week he called it to almost to the dollar, and I bought in at 28.9. We're sitting at 33.9. What percent is that I make, Billy? Are you able to measure that?
28.9.
You know, I had 5K sitting on the sidelines like I always do. I do a 70-30 split. I keep 70% of my money in, and I'll take out 30%. So I had 5K. So what did I make?
So you're up almost 19% right
19.
There you go. That's money
This
in the bank.
This is what we're doing here at the Cryptardz community, trying to make you some money.
And if you guys want access to these charts that Billy publishes, be sure to follow him on TradingView, and I'll post that link down below in the description. So be sure to follow all of Billy's charts, and you guys stay up to date.
Anytime I see something important happen to market structure, I'll post an update on our TradingView page, and you guys can stay up to date there as well. But yeah, as far as right now, I know we did an update video a few days ago talking about potential price movements. It was looking like we were going downtown to the 28K region to clear this 27.7K
But we didn't sweep
low.
it, huh?
No, we did not.
Almost tapped it.
So my prediction was to come up here, hit the 12-hour supply, and come down to sweep that swing low right there.
What's the 12-hour supply mean? What is that? Is that what?
Let's see. Let's go over to this 12-hour chart. So we have a 12-hour order block right here that's basically preceded this down move. So you just mark that off, and since it's a down move, we mark it down as supply, since that was where a lot of the sell-off happened. So there was a lot of available Bitcoin to be sold off here.
See,
So basically what we were looking at
I'm
was
learning as well.
rejection at the 12-hour supply, and then a down move to sweep this low at this 27.7K region. We didn't quite make it all the way down there. Instead, we had a somewhat of a reversal, but you can see we're at the 12-hour supply now. So
is that acting as resistance?
It's acting as resistance right now. We can't really say that. I mean, it looks like a bullish move, yes, but we can't say that it's an impulsive bullish move that's gonna reverse us up to new highs quite yet, right? We need to get above this 12-hour supply zone and close on a high time frame before I get too excited about an upwards continuation.
So what do you think we're gonna do this weekend? Like weekends are always weird. I would before all this craziness happened on the weekends, it would usually dump on the weekends, or it'd be pretty sideways. So I would put buys in on the weekends. Like I would buy the dips. But now it's changed so much that it's...
Yeah, I mean, I always think about... I always have my bullish bias and my bearish bias, you know what I'm saying? So right now, as we mentioned, this 4-hour demand, this green zone has been holding up as pretty good support.
it looks like we have a couple candles on there.
Since the correction started.
We got a seance going on
Just an update on... a couple options. The bullish option is to break this 12-hour supply, potentially hit some resistance around this area, come back down to retest, potentially clear this day one supply and off to new all-time highs. But I'm expecting somewhat of a rejection here.
Yeah.
We may just bounce, like I said, around this zone. Just run sideways. Maybe. Sorry, let me redo that.
And as we go sideways, that might be some opportunity for alts, but that's a whole other thing we could get into.
So yeah, man, I think maybe we reject here, come back down to retest, and then maybe little by little create some higher lows in some form of an ascending wedge before breaking out to the upside. That's just one theory. We don't know what's going to happen. That's the bullish bias right there.
So, just a quick question. I always thought that a descending wedge usually indicates a pump, and an ascending wedge usually indicates a dump incoming.
If price was coming down, if that was a ascending wedge as price came down, so let's say price came down, right, and then we started building an ascending wedge, that could also be referred to as a bear flag. And then usually they break to the downside and continue downwards reversal. But since we're coming from the upside here, you know, if we start creating some form of an ascending wedge this way, it's
bullish.
I mean, people trade based off the formations, but they're hit or miss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just really got to play it level by level. We really don't know what price is going to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the mom index.
It's weird because this wedge is a little hard to call because it's perfectly ascending and perfectly descending. They're like the highs are always lower than the last, and the lows are always higher than the last. It was like it was staying in perfect form. Usually, either the lows will overlap and the highs will keep coming down, or the highs will overlap and the lows will keep coming. Like it'll be symmetrical going one way, which is usually easier to predict.
I mean, if you look at this as well, we came up, right, and we started creating some form of a wedge. It's not I don't know if you would call this an ascending wedge or not, since the tops weren't even, but yeah, I mean, I don't really pay too much attention on whether it's an ascending wedge or just like a regular wedge or whatever, but I just play it level by level, and if we lose supports, just stay cautious. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking for this. If we continue to break up to the upside, potentially hit some resistance and just create some form of bullish pattern that could potentially signal us for more upside. That could be a possibility too. We really don't know.
Be prepared to buy if it goes down.
This 12-hour supply really is an important level. If you watched our previous episode 1 and our update video, you would have gotten filled on this bid 1, which we had about 25% of our position filled. I was expecting more downside to get filled, 50% more of our position filled here. Didn't quite get that yet, but it's not over. We haven't cleared this 12-hour supply. So the bear scenario is, okay, we're at our 12-hour supply that we rejected off once before there. Bear scenarios, maybe something like this, come down, get our fill before continuation up. All right, so I use the long tool to
me too,
to kind of guesstimate where
on the same page here.
if we do end up getting filled, if we do have the bear scenario, we get rejected off here once again, and we do sweep that low and get filled 50% of our position.
You think we're gonna hit that 27?
It really just depends on if we get above this. If we get above this red zone, maybe not.
I'm gonna put a buy in
if we get rejected here and we start heading back down, we get some high time frame closes below this blue zone or this green zone. Chances are likely we come down here to sweep that low. I don't know. Nobody knows.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Sweep the leg. I'm a buy down there just in case.
It might go down.
This is the weekend, so I'm working on the mom index. She's gonna go up and down all weekend. And